Good morning, YouTube. Today, I'm going to review our McLaren 650S Spider.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is my garage, and this is our 2015 McLaren 650S Spider. And it's absolutely wonderful, and by the way, it's for sale through our dealership, NG Supercars. So if you happen to want this car, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. We can discuss it, see if we can make a deal. Otherwise, if you want to support us, please like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of course, you could go visit normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your supercar, or any car really. And if there's something that's not on the website that you want, email us sales@normalguysupercar.com. But enough of that, let's talk about this amazing car and why it's actually better than just an evolution of the MP412C. I know some of you that have been watching the channel for a while are like, man, you guys have been on a McLaren stint lately. Well, here you go, the next McLaren on the channel. Partly because, well, we realized these are really fun cars, and I don't think they're anywhere near as bad as everyone seems to think. I think they're actually pretty amazing. So let's go over some of the interesting things about this car, and actually, as you probably can tell, it looks pretty much like a McLaren MP412C without all the letters and extra crap. It's just simply the 650S. Which makes it a whole lot easier to tell people, hey, I have a McLaren, what is it? A 650S. It's a lot better than, hey, I have a McLaren, what is it? MP412C. Yeah, no, it just doesn't work. But yes, this is the Spider. I personally am not a Spider fan, but I have to say, this car as a Spider just looks so good with the top down. I mean, that really does look absolutely incredible. In fact, we were joking because Adam was driving this and he was in front of us, and we all said, holy crap, the thing just has such a presence on the road. It just looks absolutely fantastic. Some of the differences that they upgraded or changed is you've got this carbon blade that's single. It's a single blade. It used to have like a divider there. It's a little bit more complicated. They have a button on the door. Yes, there you go. A little bit easier to activate than trying to do this weird swipey thing. I'm so glad they did that. Thank God. Of course, we do still have the McLaren butterfly doors, and they still look as cool as ever. Still got the shitty computer screens right here, so when we bought it, that screen was out. That screen's still out. We have to get that part. It's shipping. It's on its way shipped to us right now. We'll change it out as soon as we get it. And of course, it still has all the same cooling issues as the MP412C. So most of the clamps on this car have already been replaced. When we got it, it had a coolant leak. We had to replace another one. So yeah, well, there you go. McLaren problems, I guess. They also changed the look of this car. So the front of it has a little bit more modern appeal. Big old carbon front diffuser or splitter or whatever, and they have now the very classic McLaren swoosh headlights. So it's got the McLaren logo in it. This is like the little daytime running light thing. Those look pretty cool. It looks very good. Overall, this car just looks fantastic. And this is one of those that's subjective. People may or may not like the look of this car. I personally think this car looks absolutely incredible. It is a fantastic car. Still have a interior that's basically identical to the 12C. Same computer layout, same buttons. Everything there just is the same. Even the screens are the same. So all of that didn't really change. The wing is basically the same. All of this is the same. Got the same exhaust exit, same taillights. In fact, they even have the same part number. So all of this back here is the same. So why is this that much better than a 12C? Well, it's called the 650S because it basically has 650 horsepower, which is approximately 50 more horsepower than the 12C. We got a little secret button to pop open the rear hatch. Still have a tiny little itty bitty little rear hatch. But there you go. You don't get to see a whole lot. That's all you get. A little bit of access there. Not much to look at anyway, but there you go. There's the engine compartment and its tiny little pathetic little door. But yes, 650 horsepower. So it's even faster than the 12C. And I think they kind of refined a few things. They fixed some of the common problems with the 12C. Overall, if you're looking for a 12C and you got a little bit more money and you want a little bit better car, well, this is the one to get. By the way, in case you're ever wondering, these little straps right here are the emergency door release. In case you ever have the battery die or the door won't come up or whatever, you can just reach over, pull that strap, and it pops the door. There's also a secret keyhole down here, believe it or not. You have to get under the car. You can actually put your key in there and unlock the car if the battery is dead. Kind of interesting. Okay, so the question is, does it drive any different? Well, let's go out and find out. All right. In the McLaren.
Oh yeah.
definitely need your sunglasses today. It is hot and sunny. We have the little controls down here, just like the 12C for the different modes. We're gonna activate it, and we'll play with those modes in a minute here. Let's back up and get out of the garage first. So this thing's got a few more features than our 12C had. For starters, we actually have an axle lift. Now, I don't know why, but to activate the axle lift, you have to go into the menu using this little stalk right here, and then tell it to raise the car, and they have to push the little thing, and it takes like 20 seconds. It's completely pointless. So I have no idea who on earth is ever gonna actually use that, unless it's like, you know exactly where you're going and you're gonna be using it and whatever. We used it the other day when we were putting the car up on the jack, on the lift. That was it. I don't know when else it would actually be any bit practical. I'm just gonna say, basically has no point. We've also got a reverse camera, which you'd think is like, oh, that's a great thing to have on these cars, which it is, except for it's pretty terrible on this car. You can't see shit. It's at a super low angle. I don't know what they were thinking. The quality, the resolution's just terrible. McLaren, you'd flub that one pretty hard. It's pretty shitty. But otherwise, everything else is pretty much the same. Parking sensors, we have those on this car. I think that was an option. Folding mirrors. Okay, great. So right now I've got it in track mode for the power, which is most power. But I got it in sport suspension because I want to have some traction control. If you turn it in track mode, it turns off the traction control. These cars, you really don't want to do that. It's scary. So if you didn't know, these are open differential cars. I don't know if you want to be messing around with that. I personally don't. I'm going to leave it in sport. You can turn it into normal mode, and then it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. We're going to do that in just a minute once we get on to my bumpy road test. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, this is effectively the same thing as the 12C. It feels basically the same. The handling's basically the same. The look and styling are pretty close. But we've got more horsepower. We've got a few things that hopefully make it better on maintenance. I guess it just looks a little better. It's a little bit newer. Those are all positive things. And we got a convertible. Normally, I hate convertibles. I really do. I have no interest in convertibles. I don't want to own them. But with these monocoque chassis, having a convertible is actually a little bit of a different thing because they don't flex like the normal cars do. So normally in a traditional car, some of the support of the car actually comes from the roof. So when you cut off the roof, you have to add a ton of extra shit to make the car be stable enough to handle it. It adds a bunch of extra weight. Makes it so they torque and twist and they just don't feel right. This thing, I can't tell the difference between this and the 12C as far as the chassis and flex and all that stuff goes, because they basically feel the same. So we're gonna turn on to our bumpy road in just a second. So I'm gonna turn it to normal. And that's one thing about these McLarens. Their different driving modes are massively different. I mean, the normal mode is just smooth as a Cadillac. So we're in normal mode. We're gonna hit my bumpy road section. It starts getting really bumpy in just a moment. Here we go. Oh yeah, this thing also has the carbon ceramic brakes. Oh yeah, look at this. This is bumpy as hell, and it just feels super comfortable. It's amazing. I don't know how they are able to do that, but it's fantastic. It really just handles amazing. All right, exiting bumpy road, turn it back to sport. All right, we're gonna catch up to people really quick here. Here we go. Holy shit. It's just outrageously fast. Oh my lord. you kind of got to prepare yourself. Holy shit, that's so fast. I gotta catch my breath. Okay, that is just amazing. This car is just ridiculously fast. I can't even explain how powerful it feels. It's so fun. All right. Oh man, the transmission, this McLaren hit a home run. I should say Graziano did, because it's not the gut drag like the Ferraris, it's Graziano. So they didn't even make it, but oh my God, it is so stupid fast. Oh, that turbo noise is epic. Got all the blow off and stuff. All right. Holy shit. Oh my God, it's just, it takes your breath away. It's so powerful. Activating the big air brake on the back is awesome. When you look in the rearview mirror and you just see this thing just stand up on end. Oh, getting all the noises from the convertible, able to hear all the turbo whooshes and the blow off going psh, I know I've been just a diehard Ferrari guy for forever, and I've even crapped on McLaren's pretty hard, but let me tell you, these things are just amazing. The performance is just unbeatable. This is as fast as a Ferrari F8. F8's going to be $400,000. God. And then look at this, going around a corner, nothing. No body roll. Oh, it just grips like crazy. Man, God, what a fantastic car. And here's the thing that's so nuts about this. These are performance bargains. We're selling this thing for $169,420. Nice. But let me tell you, that's insane. You can't even come close to that price and have the same performance in a Ferrari. Unless it's salvage. This thing's got no accidents, no history. It's perfect condition. Oh, so precise. The steering is just so precise. Now, there's not much feedback. That is the only complaint. Still, not a whole lot of feedback in the steering. It's a little bit numb, but it's not terrible. It's not as terrible as even, I think, the 12C. Oh my God, it's just so stupid fast. I need a breather. Okay. Even going slow, you get all the whooshes and psh and stuff. It's great. Traction control really saves your butt in this car, and you need it. You really do. But you can feel the car resist and kind of go, you know, it kind of chatters a bit as it's trying to gain traction. The traction control is like, I got this, right? It's better than the 12C. It doesn't feel as intrusive. And the 12C, it felt more like, it just was like, enough power. No. This thing feels like, I'm gonna manage it for you. We're gonna just gently apply the traction control so that you don't die. I got you, bro. Don't worry. We're gonna make sure you don't die. And it doesn't kill the fun like it does in the 12C. I feel like that's a big improvement. And I don't know if there's any evidence to suggest that it's different, but it just feels better. The only complaint that I have left about this car is I want it to have a little bit more exhaust notes. If I bought it, I'd be changing out the exhaust, but otherwise, I love the whooshes, I love the sound of the engine, the intake noise is epic, the handling's outrageous. I guess I'm starting to become a McLaren fan. Please don't hate me, but it's just so good. And I know, like, everyone, of course, look at the comments below. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, but the reliability, oh, the transmissions.
all these supercars have issues. They all do. The 458 has some issues. They're not catastrophic, and even they don't really have the catastrophic problems that you've read about. I don't think it's as crazy a problem as people led you to believe on these cars. This is a workout to drive these cars because it's just so intense. Like, it takes so much focus and concentration. Man, driving these things fast is so fun. Holy crap, is it fun. Now we're doing the highway test, but admittedly with the top down, it's gonna be, noisy and annoying. I don't like driving convertibles on the highway for extended periods of time because it's just so loud. Yeah, forgive the road noise, forgive the noise in general, it's just loud. And so we still have 7 gears, so you can actually get some gas mileage if you're trying to cruise on a highway. Believe me, with the top up, it's actually a pretty quiet ride. I know it's not right now, it's very loud, but with the top up, windows up, it actually is quite comfortable. You can have a conversation. That's the nice thing about having the hard top convertible versus a soft top convertible. It's very pleasant with the top closed. Yeah, we're cruising at like 65, it's below 2,000 RPMs. As long as you stay out of the turbos, you're actually gonna get some pretty good mileage. Ooh! God, it's so powerful. Just doing that, it got a little squirrely. I don't think people who have not driven high-powered cars should ever drive this car. It's just scary fast. It's scary powerful. Bro who's never driven a fast car, come drive my McLaren 650. One rule, you can only stab the pedal when going straight. Because man, you could get in so much trouble so quickly. It's just so stupid powerful.
So we just got back from the drive and I noticed that the rear GoPro was shut off. I think it may have overheated. We'll find out. I don't know if I got any footage. So hopefully you guys got some good footage of the outside of the car. As you can see, I mean, my God, this car is just amazing. The McLarens are just super high performance cars. If performance is the top concern, it's kind of hard to beat. Now, I agree. I think the Ferraris look better. They're probably more reliable. They carry some prestige with them. There's a lot of benefits to having a Ferrari over McLaren, and same thing with the Lamborghini over those. They all have their pluses and minuses. It really comes down to is what car do you want? What car suits your desires, your needs? And then you kind of go for it. For the sub $200,000 category, this is insane. These are ridiculous. The premium to get the 650 over the 12C, I think is worth it. Once you factor in that this is a convertible which adds about $15,000 or $20,000 to the price of the car, and then you factor in that it's the 650 adds in another $20-ish thousand, that's probably worth it. The $20,000 increase to get a 650 over the 12C, I believe is worth it. I think so, having that extra power, a little bit more refinement, a little bit better looks. I think this is gonna age a little better. If you guys wanna make an offer, again, $169,420. Nice. Send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. We can have a discussion and maybe you'll be buying it. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of course, go visit normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your car, including exhaust for these. So this thing needs an exhaust. We sell some pretty great exhaust for this car. So whoever buys this, talk to us. We'll get you hooked up. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.